friendship kind of love, or like a gift love, right? And so you have this need love, and a need love is like the equivalent of like the water that we need in order to live, right? That kind of love is like familial love. It's family, it's friendship, it's even community to some extent. You need that kind of love. You need to be able to have a family. You need to be able to have friends who love you. And if you can, you need to be able to live in a community that loves you as well. And if you do that, then you'll have a really good, beautiful growth in your life, right? Now, the next thing is a gift love, right? And so I've always defined as like sex as a gift, right? And that's a kind of love that you ultimately are gifted. You give it as a male, or you get it from a woman, however you look at it, right? And that's more of a gift, right? For a woman to, for a woman to have sex with you it's a gift. You know, it's important for people to understand that. If you lust after a woman, then you're not fulfilling a love that you need. You're fulfilling lust. Lust isn't affection, and affection isn't lust, right? They're two separate things. Lust is a natural, animalistic, instinctual desire. It's like you need to you need to procreate, right? You know, animals only have sex in the seasons, right? And I mean, for the most part, though, they're only reproducing in the spring. You know, but for human beings, we reproduce year round. You know, they could reproduce anytime if they wanted to as well, as long as the environment, allows that. But for most times, it's just not how that operates. And so the difference is that when you instinctually lust after somebody, there's no love there. That's why you have these relationships that we have today that fall apart. Divorce is so high and all the other things like that. These people got married based on lust, just instinctual desire to want to have sex with each other. But when you look at like an affectionate kind of love, it's when you look at your wife or you look at your husband and you appreciate them in a sense of, I appreciate this mug, right? I appreciate this mug because it has this leather grip on it. It keeps my hot water warmer than other mugs. It has this nice little snap seal right here. It has all of these intricate designs, and I appreciate it, right? And so therefore I love it, but it's a gift. So when you look at your wife and you appreciate the characteristics of your wife, then you're no longer lusting after her anymore. You're affectionately wanting to love her, right? And so when you take her to bed, then it's not lust. You're not just, you're not just banging your wife and then getting out of there, right? That's not how that works. You know, what ends up happening, you're making love to your wife, as corny as that sounds, right? It's an incredibly affectionate, deep gift kind of love. It's not needed. You don't need to have sex with your wife. You don't need to have sex with anybody. You can legitimately live your whole life and never have sex, right? So sex isn't a need love. However, sex is a gift love. It is something that you would benefit from. It's that I defined it better in the book in the chapter that I was writing of this book. But the affection, the level of affection that is displayed, is if you just kiss your spouse, or you hug your spouse, or you hold your spouse's hand, or you cuddle up with them. Those are all basic affectionate kind of loves. They're things that, to some extent, can be, come from the physical, but for the most part, they come from like a more spiritual, emotional desire to want to express an affectionate love towards your loved one, towards your spouse, right? When you move into a very deep, affection, deep affection, you move away from lust. You move away from legitimately having sex to legitimately making love at that point and creating children.